Hello everyone, it's Jade and welcome back to the channel for a speed build. So this speed build is actually for a current LP on the channel, which is my Salvator Legacy, which is like a Lepacy. So I didn't know Lepacy was the correct term when I started the challenge. So pretty much it's just a Salvator Legacy and I'm like, we're gonna do like an all-in-one kind of vibe and we're gonna go through the generations and explore a new pack. So I'm currently on generation 5, which is we've chosen ambitions, and our heir is Frederick Salvatore, and we call him Freddy because he's a cutie. But basically, they're living in Twinbrook and they live in the swamp area, and we've been living in there for a good like 14, 15 parts now. And I thought it was time. I'm like, look, we're getting a bit older. I need to expand the family and get ready for the next generation because I've been really consistent in trying to do all their careers. But I was like, look, I want us to move us to like the cool little burbs in this town so that we have like a really nice area for our kids to kind of grow up in. And we've like, we've been working so hard on all these careers that we now have a good position for ourselves to actually purchase a place. So I kind of wanted to go with the good old like townhouse with a garage next to it. And I actually was so happy. The garage, right? Because you wanted like split level in the house on a foundation. I kind of hate the garage. I was really excited to put a garage in and I'm like, oh my god, we can put the cars in here. We can put, Freddy's workbench and Chase's sculpting table. But for the life of me, it was not gonna work out. I tried so hard. It's the lighting in there that bothers me and I don't want bad lighting. That sounds like such a lame excuse. But I had to Google how to make the garage because I've done it previously, but like I always go back to this over the years and I've already forgotten. But I'm really glad that there's really simple tutorials that you can find. But anyway, a bit more about the builds. This build took me probably the course of like over 6 hours because I'm a bit of a slow builder and I overthink it too much. Like I probably spent like a good at least half an hour, I would say, just trying to map out the shape on the inside of this house. So like the halls, what I want it to be bedrooms, how it's gonna fit this, because I have a bit of, I don't know exactly what it is, but I have this thing where like when I'm building like certain things, like hallways always have to be like at least 2 tiles so I could fit a door like symmetrically in the middle of the 2 tiles. And it's plenty of space for Sims to walk down. It doesn't feel too tight or anything like that. And then windows have to be like certain distance apart. Like, no, I'm not like super firm about it. Like I would move it if it just like it needs to be, but like that's kind of how I map out a lot of my building. So I tried to leave as much in here as I could without taking out too much of the essential build. So you'll just see like a lot of the frames like jumping to different areas and then jumping to another area and then like skipping over this. Like, see how I like went from having no what are they called, arches, to having arches. It took me like, I just go through so many of them and then I'm like, oh, I don't actually like this, and then I'll go back and I'll change it later. Like the stairs took me ages. Like I cut out the amount of times I changed stairs. Like that's how bad I am. But I kind of wanted to leave as much of like the essentialness that I could leave in there that would like, explain kind of how I build and what my vibe is when I'm building. But anyway, so so a lot of stuff. This is kind of the basic foundation that I go with. I do extend this out a little bit, this little area, to make one of the rooms a 4x4 instead of a 3x4, just because that is where Maggie's room is going to be, which is our daughter from the future that we had in the time machine. So I kind of wish I'd almost done it in the past, because apparently if you do have a baby in the time machine from the past, you get like a cave woman looking or caveman looking young adult. And so like I could have just been like, yes, easy GG. But she's an elder, so she's gonna pass away soon anyway, but I still appreciate like the idea. And also, just to clarify, a lot of stuff in this build is kind of CC. So the flooring CC, probably a lot of my patterns, like my wood patterns, are CC. I don't recall where I've got a lot of them, but I have shared a few on my Tumblr if you need to get them. But something I will try to do when I upload this is I want to have in the description the creators that I use a lot of the CC from. So like the window and the doors are all part of one pack, like all the window shapes and all the doors and the arches are from one pack. I don't, I think the cupboards and all that are from another pack, like custom pack. So there's that. Also, I did share the flooring that I normally use in all my houses. I finally found it one day the other day when I was lurking, like not lurking, but I was like CC hunting, and I was like, no way, these are my floorboards. So I was able to reshare them because, not reshare, but actually share them because I do that so much. Like that's my like default flooring. You'll notice like I have a particular style, I suppose, across my builds, and this is probably one of my more different builds. I'm not too sure, but like, you know, I actually had like a door out the back in the kitchen. Like the kitchen I would have normally probably put at the front. So I'm really trying. And a lot of my building, I try to put the items in to kind of, you know, pick out what I, like what shaping I wanted and what I wanted to fit in there. Like, because we didn't really have much of a dining table in the previous house, I wanted us to have a really nice eating area. And these chairs were expensive and I'm pretty sure that they're CC. But I'm actually never too sure because I'm terrible. But I really love those chairs, and I'm going through a phase right now where I'm really liking this like olivey, like khaki, also pastel, like all those kind of greens. Like, oh, it's so nice. I think it's so beautiful. I've even changed my coloring on Twitch a little bit. It's amazing. But you'll probably see those greens a lot. Like I'm pretty sure I did Freddy's room with a bit of that, like the greens. I've also done the lounge room with, oh, you'll see it in a second. Like this really like is the word chartreuse? Chartreuse. But like this really vibrant, like yellowy green. And I was just like, this is really pretty. Also, trying to do, like, I don't love the TVs in this game. But I can appreciate them, and as much as I want like all the little DVD players and stuff underneath, I really wish they had more detachable TVs, but like it's an older game, so like, you know, they kind of went with what was now then. So I've put in a coffee table at the bottom of that to try and hide all that, and I think it looks really nice. It actually made me want to use it. But yeah, is that like a chartreuse color, do you think? It's kind of almost like a green. Look, I remember when I was younger and this color was like in, and I'm like, ew, who would ever wear that green baby poo color? And I'm like, that's kind of pretty. I'm gonna make my couches that color, hell yes. I don't know what it is, like the colors that I really like in games or like in decorating is changing, and like in clothes and stuff. And you'll notice that like a lot, I use like a lot more like nudes and browns, and like you're deeper, and you're like, what's the word, like dusty blues instead of like baby blues, and like burnt oranges instead of like, I do use pastel kind of orange, pastel burnt orange up in one of the bedrooms. But so these rooms I had intended to be a bathroom and a laundry, but as I said earlier, we do change it into Maggie's room. So this is kind of me. Okay, so I do leave in one of the bathrooms that I build, but I do take out, because I think there's technically four bathrooms in this house. So I do take out at least two of the other bathrooms that I did upstairs, because it's just the same items, just moved around a little bit differently. And listen, it was 6 hours and I've cut it down to 20 minutes. I'll allow it, fam. So that's the really big difference in time. And then I think I cut it down to like 30 minutes, and then I went back through and I cut it down to like 18 to 20 minutes. It was really intense. So that's why I took out the extra bathrooms, but you'll see them in the gameplay, or even in the final build. I just tried my best here to fit it all in. I really do like the bathrooms. I do have a style of bathrooms, and I almost feel bad for doing it all the time, but I always have a wall like that to divide my shower. I do it in The Sims 4 as well. I do it in all my my bathrooms, and I feel like me being repetitive with my style is kind of like, I'm stunting my growth here. Like I could be doing like so many different types and styled bathrooms, but we go with the same stuff different day, and that's me if it ain't the truth. It gets the same Subway. Every time I go to Subway, it gets the same burrito. Every time I go to Sombreros, get the same drinks when I go to drink shops. Like, I'm very predictable in a sense, and I guess I like that. Like, you know, if someone gets to know me well enough, then I don't, you know, they'll know what my menu order is, and then I never have to tell them again, and they can surprise me. But that doesn't matter. Also, there wasn't a lot of showers that I could fit to the style of this house without going a bit too crazy, so I've done that shower and tried to make it look as modern as possible. And we keep the washing machine in this bathroom because we have two couples living in this household and a third, like, old, you know, from the future child. So, I mean, child, wow, adult. But Maggie's downstairs, the two couples are upstairs, and there's also two other rooms up there as well. So I think I did really good. So when you think about it, there's 5 bedroom, 4 bathroom. Because I had my two couples, they both have an ensuite. We have a bathroom downstairs and upstairs separately. Is that right? Yeah, I've got 5, yeah, that's correct. So that's absolutely crazy, and I think that's really good because I guess I had intended for each couple to have at least 1 child, so that's about 4 rooms. But yeah, some drama's about to happen with this family, and I feel so bad about it. I felt guilty because basically I'm recording this after I did record one of their parts because I wanted to get some more money in the family, and I've been procrastinating. So basically, I think, so where we're starting here now is when have I moved the family in yet? No, I don't think so. Okay, no, we're fine, because I remember, like, halfway through building this, I had the family move in. So I did the base build, which was like 60 something thousand, and then I was able to move the family, and I think it's after all this greenery, and then I just leave it. Yeah, so here, so we've switched into the household. So now we're actually, why did I cut this bit out? Why is this here? See, listen, I had to go through, I'm changing direction of this because I'm like rambling so much, but basically, now I've lost my train of thought. When we moved in, no, I thought too heavy on that and I forgot what I was actually talking about. Yeah, okay, so I went through this multiple times. So I went through this once to cut everything down and kind of chop everything out, and then again, and then again. And I already said that, but I'm explaining it again because I just remembered I already said it. I'm such a bad person. I'm really struggling to talk for 20 minutes straight. I'm very antisocial currently, and you know, COVID's gone crazy. So I have not really spoken to another human person except my family recently. Like, oh, not necessarily, like I talk to people in games, but like, you know, in person where you have to, like, you know, eye contact, it's a bit strange. Anyway, so this is me putting those like muted like brownie green poo colors in, but it's so nice. So this is Freddie's room, and then the room on the opposite side of the house on the same floor will be Carissa and Chase's. So, and then downstairs is Maggie. But yeah, so I'm really liking the layouts. Also, these curtains, I believe they're part of, is it Marta Sims' book or something? I need to figure out their name, but I pretty much download a lot of crap from them. But the curtains are so beautiful. They add so much to the house, and I use them downstairs in the lounge room and also in the dining area. And every time I do like bedroom suites, right? So this is like that burnt orange that I was going to go for, and then I changed it to like a peachy orange. Yeah, so cute, right? Oh my god. But I don't know what it is, but with my bed suites in a house, I'll do like matching across the bedroom. So like obviously the bedside tables will match, the drawers will match. But if I go to the next room, it can't be any kind of color. I don't know, this is just how my brain thinks, but it can't be like a similar color. So like I tried to make this wood deeper, even though it doesn't really matter because they're different rooms, they're different bed designs. And that's also what I have to do. Like I'll just think it needs to be a different bed design, needs to be different bedside tables, different bedside lamps. And I was gonna go the short curtains above the bed here, but I did change my mind because it looked a bit funky. But also I would completely understand it because it's still technically blocking out the room. And this is actually where I started customizing colors in the rooms, and I was like, wow, this actually changed the atmosphere. And I changed the carpet to a bit of a darker color because like it just suits the bedroom a bit more, I think. It's like a bit of a deeper grey. I almost wish I'd gone a darker grey because I went darker and then I went back there, but that's okay. That's completely okay, but I'm just really happy with the kind of coloring that I chose. Even if a lot of the colors that I use everywhere is pretty much the same color, like me just going with all my dark browns. But I really love the color variation. Oh, the color kind of toning that I've been using. I feel like I've been talking about colors for ages right now. Also, those cute little pot plants are my favorite, and I will put them in rooms all the time. I do have like a pack of plants and their pots separately, but then I have to use that One More Slot Please mod to actually move them all around, and I avoid that as much as possible because it sounds like a lot of extra work. And if I actually put that kind of time into building, who am I kidding? If I put the kind of time into building, I spent 6 hours building this and it looks like this. You're right, I could have done so much better. That's like, I'm like, I spent 6 hours building this, my house looks like this. What did I do the whole time? But for now I use one of the smaller rooms that will maybe become like a nursery in the future. It's just gonna be Carissa's office, so this is where she's gonna do a lot of her styling. I have since unlocked the well, Carissa can now do jobs from home, I believe, so she can have the styling station at home and do jobs for people. So I'm contemplating if or, you know, when I want to fit that all in, but I'm not sure if I really do. Because as much as I appreciate her career, I get really like drained having to do all these outfits for people, and then at half the time it doesn't work, or you know, it just feels like I'm wasting a lot of time. But like, of course, like if this was Sims 4, it'd go a lot faster, I'd probably have a bit more fun with it. But in the Sims 3, my CAS is really slow because I've got so much stuff in CAS, and I can't even edit the makeover CAS to have like what is it, condensed items, so like, you know, one panel of each piece of clothing instead of like 3 depending on their color variations. So it's a bit frustrating. But as you did see, sorry, I totally got in a bit of a rant there, but Carissa has her personalized drawings on the wall in her office as well, and I thought that was really cute. I did frame them and then regret it, and then it was too late, so still looks nice. I just have to put up with it. I also see like the size of oh my god, that was me like lagging and then yeeting out the back. But what was I saying? Like the size of Freddy's room, like it feels too big. Like it's not big at all, but it's the fact that it feels big, and I don't know what to put in the space of bedrooms. So I've just put in like a little armchair where maybe he can sit and read, and I put those books in and I customize the color of the books with that delicious burnt orange and that lovely like muted olive green. But I think the house looks really cute. This is me, I think, just like spinning around being like, what do I do next? Why didn't I edit that out? Great. So now we're moving on to Maggie's room. Maggie's room I wanted, so actually before I started building this house, I went and downloaded some beds. So I might have to also link those beds in the description. Let's see how, you know, actual much of a good girl I am. Actual much of a good girl I am if I actually put them in the bottom. I just said actually way too many times and I want to cry. But I tried to kind of make her room look futuristic, if that makes sense. But obviously for her room to be like, Sims futuristic is like all silvers and like it's like very advanced technology, like, you know, like that kind of futuristic look. There are a lot of different types of futuristic, so that's the kind of look that the Sims had for future, so that's kind of what I was kind of going for, like the blues and the silvers. I like her bed cover, but it also feels like old lady like to me. This is me where I'm putting in the toilet rolls because we're cool now and we have toilet rolls, that's right. And you probably just had a quick little glimpse at all my other bathrooms. And I even put in some mats, which was really cute. I actually went in and put laundry in, but I did recently just redo Freddy's bathroom again, so I don't think his has an actual laundry bed in there. And I had, between this bit and where I was, I had actually taken out so much recording because I'd tried so hard to make a basement work that I'd destroyed half of the house trying to fit it in the foundation, but it didn't work. So we've just left it up here because I feel like that was what was safe and that was what was best for what we were doing. And also there's these little display cases that came with ambitions, so I'm like, hell yes, we can display some of Chase's work in sculpting, and we can also do some of Freddy's, you know, his inventions, which would be really cute. So I absolutely love that. I really wanted this weave and wicker, is it wicker and weave box to stay in, but I ended up deleting it. And I really wanted a fireplace since we had a little bit of money. So that's kind of what we were able to fit in there. But yeah, so I do actually reorientate this room, but that's, you know, for another time. And here are some really basic screenshots because I'm super basic, just front and back, top, you know, each floor. But thank you guys for watching, and I'll be leaving it here for today. I hope you guys are having a really, really great day, and I hope you enjoy the build, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye!